Hey, this is Scottie.
And Anthony.
You're listening to Artifas on Honest Brutality.
Created by the people. Created for the people. No holds barred. No punches pulled. Just honest brutality. I don't know what the fuck you guys are thinking. But you don't ever talk about my band again. What's this honest brutality shit anyway?
Honest brutality.
If these walls could talk, would you wanna hear them say? Would it bring them comfort? Would it smother me?
Hey everybody, welcome to Honest Brutality. This is your host, Evil, and I am joined by my co-hosts.
This is Big Sloppy.
And the Butcher.
Hey guys, we have some awesome guests on the line today. We've got the band Artifas, and joining us is Anthony and...
Scottie!
What
up?
Hey guys, thanks so much for doing the show with us today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're glad to be here.
Well, you're probably glad to be home. Now, you just made it back stateside.
Oh, yeah. With some grueling travel.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Artifas was on tour. If I'm not mistaken, you were on tour in Japan in support of Papa Roach.
Yeah, we played in Japan with Papa Roach, Tuba Stank, POD, Sick Puppies, Trapped, and Red Sun Rising.
That's a pretty impressive lineup. Who?
Oh, man, it was amazing.
No, that's cool, man.
It was absolutely amazing.
Well, let's talk about that experience. So you guys hail from Memphis, Tennessee, from that area, that region. How was it being in Japan? The culture shock, everything else, playing those shows. Tell me about that.
You know, Japan was like really a cool place. You know, first off, it was beautiful there. It was miserably hot, but it was beautiful. And the people there were super friendly, super nice. Like anything you needed, they were there for you. But then you talk about going through China on the way there and back.
Okay.
And that was not so fun.
Really? How so?
We had a 16-hour layover the first time in Shanghai, and then a 19-hour layover coming back to the States.
You got Shanghai?
And
Yeah,
I don't think the Chinese people like
anxiety.
American people too much because we got stared at like we were going to get murdered pretty much the entire time we were in China.
Well, you know what they say. There's no high like Shanghai.
Who says that?
Yeah.
I just made that shit up.
Yeah. I'm calling bullshit.
There was
The bad thing is there's no high in Shanghai.
Scotty and my brain worked on the same frequency right there.
Yeah, totally.
So you guys were over there doing this thing, and you're playing these shows. Tell us about the Japanese audiences, the culture, the reaction.
Well, you know, honestly, most of the audience that we had was American. It was probably, I would say, like 70% Marines, 20% Air Force, and then 10% Navy and Army. And they were rowdy and crazy, and it was a good show. It was a blast.
That's awesome.
I mean, they were wild. Like from the beginning of the show to the end of the show, there's no telling how many people they pulled out of that crowd knocked out.
Oh, wow.
That sounds like a party with Marines.
Well, that's the thing. I knew that, actually. I wanted to hear from you guys. I actually have a Marine stationed in Okinawa. He's my son, and he was telling me about that, about you guys being there.
Oh, man, it was incredible. It really was. Like, if we could, we're really wanting to go out and do a whole tour on military bases, you know, because, I mean, the experience was unbelievable, you know, from just getting to hang out with some of the troops and, you know, hearing some of their stories and just giving them a good time to where they can take their mind off what they're doing over there, you know. It was a crowd that, like, appreciated a live show like none other, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's a taste of home for those guys, really.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think it was like 25,000 by the end of it.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys are no strangers to playing with pretty big acts and getting out there and doing a lot of shows, so you would know. You guys have been working really, really hard for the last 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing a little research on you guys have opened for a lot of major acts and played with a lot of major acts. In fact, some of the feedback that I saw I thought was kind of funny when you were with Theory of a Dead Man. A lot of people were preferring your set to theirs.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's one thing that's like kept us going is, when some of these bigger acts has pushed us to, when we're sitting in front of 3,000 people for the first time and they'd have no clue who we are, we got to go out there and make sure by the time we get done that they never forget us, so we go out there and lay it all out on the line.
We definitely make sure that we set the bar high pretty early on.
Yeah, yeah. The stage crew in Okinawa, as soon as we got done, they were like, well, man, the rest of the band's better bring it.
That's awesome.
There's no bigger compliment, I don't think.
No, it was great.
Now, I'm curious, going forward with that, you guys have pretty much been a DIY band, right? So,
yeah.
Just hard work and dedication that got you on these tours?
When we first started this band, from the very, very get-go, we knew from the day one that we weren't going to stop until, ever, that we were going to make stuff happen and we were going to try to make the dreams come true, and, like I was, some of the guys were in college. I was a high school teacher and, we literally gave up everything that we had. We were like, I'm not ever going to go back to teaching. Like I'm throwing every bit of my life into this. And
right.
The other guys are quitting their jobs and dropping out of college, and we just kind of kept that mentality. And, Jared Leto, he's one of my favorite singers, and he actually said it best. He was like, the only way to make it is to never stop. And,
right.
A lot of bands come and go because it gets so tough out there, but,
yeah,
when the tough gets going for us, it kind of, just fuels that fire a little more to be like, all right, it's just another speed bump we got to get over. And, as soon as you get over it, good things are coming. So it's got really high highs and really low lows. But
yeah.
I mean, what job doesn't?
Yeah, it is sort of a bipolar lifestyle.
Totally.
I did see the interview where you had discussed being a high school teacher, which, by the way, even at your age, you don't look old enough to have been a high school teacher.
Yeah, it was actually tough when I started teaching because most of the kids, some of the senior kids looked older than me.
They had beards and shit.
Yeah, I'm like, you're going to detention. The guy's like, aren't you one of my friend's little brothers?
Your co-bandmate, Cody, you were teaching him as a teacher, right?
Yeah, when I was doing some of my student teaching, getting some of those trials out of the way. One of the teachers I had to shadow for a little bit was one of his teachers, so I had to be in his room. And it was funny because at the time, me and him were operating a recording studio as well and writing songs together. So I go in there the first day and I'm like, look, man, you don't know me.
You know what you should have done? You should have planted something on his ass and got him suspended.
Totally. I remember the funny thing was, look, he couldn't pass Spanish class. He had an F in Spanish, and he only needed to pass that class in order to graduate. So we ended up taking one of our first songs we ever wrote, and I went back in the studio and re-recorded it in Spanish for him so he could get extra credit to pass, so he could graduate.
That's awesome.
You're a team player, bro.
I am all the way, bro.
Well, and that's the thing is, in the course of that conversation, when I was watching that interview, that's the thing that you said that stood out to me was the fact that it's all about chasing dreams and not having regrets at the end of the day. And I find that very admirable because it's not an easy path to be a musician, especially in rock music. It's not pop, it's not hip hop.
Oh, no doubt.
And you guys are sort of active rock, but you've got an edge to you. So you kind of walk a line there.
Yeah. It's actually always been really hard when people are like, what style are you guys? And we're like, hard rockish, metalish, it's just, we just kind of just play, I don't really.
Right.
No,
seems like every time
it's not
we
in
go
any
out,
specific category,
It seems like every time we go out, somebody's always comparing us to some new band we haven't heard of being compared to yet.
Yeah,
So
totally.
what you're saying is some new band's ripping off your sound. Fuck them guys.
Yeah, let's cut them out.
You guys mentioned in one of your interviews that you're going to do a little bit of a different model when you were going to release your next album in the future. And
Sure.
here on our podcast, we've kind of talked about how the music industry's been evolving and how the old model of dropping an entire album may not be long for this world, actually, with the new age of streaming and digital media and all of that.
Mhm.
What do you guys want to talk about that? What is your take on how the music industry is evolving?
Well, it's like, we looked at, after dropping Inhuman, looking at all the sales and stuff through the last couple of years, we started seeing that about 85% of the sales were the singles,
Yeah.
And so we started looking at that and we're like, man, if we would have taken this album originally and only released, 2 songs here and then 2 songs there and gave more attention to each song being a single, at that point, then that album would have gotten even more than it did, because I feel like a lot of songs got pushed to the wayside or, some of the songs didn't get the attention that they deserved because they weren't the singles,
Yeah.
People just aren't buying full albums anymore. So we started talking about what's the best way to attack this, and we're just going to start, dropping new music on people as often as possible. Instead of dropping, one record with 10 songs, to push through 2 years, let's drop 2 songs here and then a few months later 2 songs here and spread it out that way. Now we're constantly selling music. Now we're constantly giving our fans new music and putting out new material.
Yeah, even the bigger bands are screwing that up occasionally, because Avenged Sevenfold, the way they dropped their album recently, it killed them. They got destroyed because they did it improperly.
Yeah. And they actually came back and said pretty much we kind of thought that just our name and our status would be enough for that to work.
Yeah, and then hearing you guys talk about, I think you guys are onto something, and we're seeing it a little bit. Actually, we're seeing it a lot throughout the industry.
Yeah, what was the band that was going to do the subscription-based? Was that Protest a Hero?
It was Protest a Hero, yeah. And so they give you a song a month rather than the whole album.
See, yeah, that's a great idea as well.
Yeah, and I don't know how it worked out, but that was their idea.
I mean, one thing is, in this industry, you don't make money off of record sales unless you're, Shine Down or somebody like that,
And even them aren't that big anymore.
Yeah. So, I mean, to find out a new way to even make a little bit of money and while still giving fans new material, there's definitely more income to be had that way, instead of blowing your load all at once.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really smart, and I think you guys have been very dedicated, hardworking, and we talked about the DIY thing. Another band that you supported that I think is a model of the DIY is Bobaflex.
Oh, no doubt. Those guys are incredible, and they're a lot of help to us, business-wise and idea-wise. A lot of this that we're talking about, me and Marty, one of the brothers that sings in Bobaflex, and me and Marty would just take walks after sound check every day when we were on tour and just, talk about things like this. Those guys have been doing it for a long time now, and they've seen it all, they've done it all, they've been through every bit of it. So, they got a lot of knowledge in that for us too.
Marty's a wonderful guy. He's a friend of the show. He's been on, and it's probably one of our highest rated, most downloaded, and our favorite shows ever that we've ever done.
Yeah. When you guys went on your walks, did he take you to Planet Fitness to take a shower?
No, but they always did that. Them and Bridge to Grace, they stayed at Planet Fitness. See, we stay at Walmart most nights because we actually have a shower on our RV.
Oh, there you go. Oh, so you guys have upgraded from the van to an RV.
Oh yeah, and it's been the greatest thing ever. The first night I got off stage and went in the bus and took a shower, and I just walked out and I was like, I don't think I've ever felt this good on tour.
All right, so you've got the RV. What's the RV's name?
Matt Damon.
Come on, man. Why?
Well, all right. So the brand name is the Damon Intruder. And when we were out with Bridge to Grace, Anthony, do you remember exactly how it became Matt Damon? Where first?
It was the first night we played in Louisiana, and they all just came on the new RV, and they were just checking it out. And we told them it was a Damon Intruder, and one of them was just like, Matt Damon. It just kind of stuck there.
The last night of tour, we do the tour pranks, and we put a bunch of blow-up penises on stage with them and glitter bombed them on stage. I mean, I'm talking so much glitter that I felt bad for the cleanup crew afterwards. I went and gave the guy money because I felt so bad. But
I thought
they put like Matt Damon pictures all throughout our butt, like so many Matt Damon pictures. Like we still are finding them now.
Oh my god! I thought there
was a bunk.
I thought the Damon Intruder was Ben Affleck's dick, but hey,
yeah.
It's just a rumor.
And where it says Damon on the dashboard, now our friend Teresa, his song, who's a book author, you should check her out sometime. She writes dirty books and puts rock stars in them. But she helps us with our bus and stuff when we get back, and her and her husband Wayne. And so we're about to go on a tour like a couple tours ago, and now instead of Damon on the dashboard, it says Matt Damon.
Nice. And what you guys got to do is snap a picture of that and send it to us.
That'd be so awesome.
Yeah, we'll plaster that shit everywhere.
Hell yeah.
So, guys, let's talk a little bit about your music and the direction that you're headed. There's been an evolution in the music that you've done. I'm kind of curious as to your evolution in your process. What's coming up? I mean, can you give us a little insight as to what Artifas is getting ready to do on the next iteration?
It's really just it's just different. It's still Artifas, but we don't when we go into writing, we don't ever really kind of discuss this is the vibe we want to go for, or this is the sound we want to go for. We just go into a room and like compile the riffs that we've all written over the last 6 months, and we start jamming them out, and you just a lot of inspiration comes from what we're listening to at that time and whatnot, and I think a lot of that sound like that heaviness, but it's still got some radio friendly to it. I'll scream every now and then, or I'll sing a hooky melody, and it's like I think one of the things that really keeps us going like that is we don't try to ever sound away. We just kind of do what feels the most natural and whatever seems to portray that emotion that we're going for that much. And honestly, if it doesn't do either of those for us, we throw it out and don't even mess with it anymore. So we really try to make sure that every song that we put out is a song that we feel is powerful enough to be the best song on that record. Or like, it's really hard for us to pick a single because we fall in love with all the songs so much.
They're all babies.
They really are, and so some of this new stuff, like having Anthony and Jared and Mikey in the band, which they wrote Inhuman with us, but now we've been playing with them for 2-3 years. So when we get in a room together now, it's got even more chemistry and whatnot. And we have Cody and I, who started this and were the initial We Wrote Everything guys, now we feel more comfortable with the other members writing stuff, and they feel more comfortable working with us in it. So it's just got this whole new vibe to it, where everybody's throwing out these different ideas, and we're really excited to see even what some of the new stuff is. Like, I know Anthony and Jared are getting together like in a weekend and just gonna write some bass and drum stuff and come back to us and be like, here's some ideas we had, and we'll just kind of build upon those. But definitely a lot of that Artifas sound comes from different backgrounds in the band. Like Cody's really 80s guy and likes a lot of the heavier stuff. Jared listens to everything from hip hop to pop to hard rock, and then Mikey listens to a lot of 80s stuff, and then a lot of Japanese music as well, like Japanese metal bands. Anthony listens to a lot of the like modern, current, or new metal kind of stuff, like Linkin Park, Papa Roach, and then I'm a big 90s guy and a modern guy, so it's just all spread around. So that I think that's what creates those elements in our songs. That sometimes it's a little heavy, sometimes it's radio hooky, sometimes it's a ballady. We don't really care to sound one way. We might have a song that comes out that sounds a little new metal. I might rap a little bit in a song, one day. Who knows? Like, we don't want to ever stick to one thing, like, you got Nickelback, I think Nickelback's a great band, honestly. I think they're super talented, and I think they write really, really good songs, but they found their shtick, they stick to it,
Yeah.
And, when Nickelback comes out with something else, it's going to sound like Nickelback.
Right. They get bashed a lot, but the fact is they sell a lot of shit.
Oh, no doubt. They're one of the most successful hard rock acts ever.
And I think that's what it is. I think it's why people hate them, is because it's like, God damn you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know how to write
How are
hooks.
you doing it?
Hey, speaking of writing songs and recording, your last album came out like 2 years ago. So where you guys at getting some new music put out? Let's get this shit going, bro. What's up? Where you guys
Absolutely. Yeah, we're writing right now, and probably going to be around the fall or winter, once it gets too cold to show, at least to go up north. Somehow we always end up in Michigan in the snow, though. It's bullshit. I don't understand how that works.
It's funny how that works out.
Oh, man, every year. It never fails. We're never touring up north in the winter again. It's the most dangerous, scary thing ever. Like, all right, guys, we're doing Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois.
Whoever's booking this shit is fired. That's it.
Right.
Can we go to California or Florida in the winter, for God's sake? Please.
That is funny.
And we'll end up going to, Texas in June and July,
Oh, shit.
Have you guys done any? I know you've been all over the place, but I don't know that I've seen you on our radar out here on the West Coast in California. Have you done a bunch of shows out here?
No, the furthest west we've made it is Las Vegas, and that was recently. We're really wanting to get out on the West Coast this year and hopefully next year. That's always been a dream of mine to play. There's a lot of places over there that are on my bucket list. So
for sure,
so let me get this straight. You've gone all the way to Japan. And Shanghai, China, but you've not made it to the West Coast of the United States.
And you got a place to stay,
right?
I mean, you guys can shack up.
Yeah, there
with
we go.
us.
Now we're set up.
Yeah, we'll put you up. We'll put you up.
My God, no, that's good. Hey, you mentioned something that really piqued my interest. One of you guys, you said, is listening to a lot of Japanese metal, and that intrigues us over here. We're big fans of a band called Maximum the Hormone. Out of that region.
He probably knows exactly who that is.
Dude.
If he doesn't, tell him.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Absolutely.
I will.
If you want to be entertained, go check them out yourselves.
We've been trying to work on an interview, but the problem is we actually have to have an effective interpreter. Seriously.
It's tough.
A lot of those Japanese, I really never got into that stuff. And, Mikey showed us a lot of these bands through the years. And, they are kooky and they're interesting. And, they still got the giant hair and all. But, those guys are badass. They're all the bands over there are just incredible musicians.
An interesting viewpoint on that I was just recently having a conversation with one of my friends was the fact that the Japanese musicians and artists pay more attention to the Western music than the Western musicians do.
Oh, yeah, totally.
They dissect it and perfect it.
They mimic it.
Yes.
Yeah, they perfect it, exactly.
Yes.
I mean, there's still a lot of that American 80s metal vibe in a lot of the Japanese metal that's going on,
Ex-Japan's a great example of that.
Or what was that?
Oh, totally.
Bandmade, absolutely.
All-female act that just kicks ass.
That drummer in that band's phenomenal, by the way.
Look up Doll's Box. If you haven't heard them, Doll's Box.
Oh, yeah.
They're a bunch of chicks that shred.
Yeah. We're familiar with them. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you guys are just out there just grinding it out, doing this thing. You just came back in, and I'm assuming right now you're kind of decompressing, taking a little time to kind of figure things out, do your laundry, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So what's next? What are we doing? What's Artifas up to?
Immediately, we're all getting together to knock out a few of these songs, get them completely done. That way we get ready to take them in the studio. And then August, we're going on tour. We're bringing out a band called The Zealots, and we're going to go out and do a little East Coast and then Northern run in August and September. And then, then after that is probably when we'll go in to start recording some of these new tunes. And we're going to talk to some of the Armed Forces Entertainment guys in the next couple weeks and see if we can't get a military base tour locked in.
Awesome.
Like that idea.
Yeah, that would be something that would be really fun. And man, honestly, just everything is it's, there's no stress in it really. Even all, well, I'll take that back. The travel to Japan was stressful, but once you're on the base and everything, they take care of you so well, and they make sure you're everywhere you need to be when you need to be there, and it's really a breeze once you're there, and it's just a good time. So that's something I think would be one of the best tours we could do.
It sucks because you couldn't drive Matt Damon to Japan. That's a bummer.
Yeah, right. we probably would have killed somebody because, you know, they do the whole, you got to drive on the left side of the road. And that shit is confusing even when you're in the passenger seat. Like, there were so many times I was like, oh, shit, bro, you're about to hit. Oh, never mind. You're doing the right way. You know?
So you were able to go back and talk to a young you, either one of you, that was, you know, aspiring and coming up to do this. What advice would you give yourself at this point?
Me, myself, I would go back and tell young me, honestly, and this sounds like bad advice to give to a kid, but I would say don't go to college and start doing what I'm doing now earlier.
Second time I've heard that today.
Yeah. I wish I would have straight out of high school, you know, jumped in a van right then and started touring the country, you know.
Yeah.
My answer is probably a lot worse to give to a younger me. Start smoking weed way earlier than you.
Like go back to your 6-year-old self and just hand him a blunt and be like, here you go, little man.
Like, bro, trust me. Hey, bro, trust me, this is going to change your life. You're going to be amazing.
That's amazing.
We need to talk to your parents about this finger painting you got going here.
It's like, you know, all that anxiety you were going to have in high school, it is no longer going to exist.
And you're going to love Twinkies and Fritos.
Yeah. Watch the sweets, though.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. Is there anything that I didn't ask you or that we didn't talk about that you wanted to talk about?
No, man, that was a great interview. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, hold, time out. This was not an interview. This was a conversation.
This was a great conversation.
For the listening audience, tell them how they go find Artifas. How do they find your music? How do they find you on socials? How do they connect with you? Where are you at?
Yeah, go to artifas.com, artifas.com. We're on Facebook, Spotify, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, iTunes, any digital outlet you will find us on. And if you don't find us there, send us a message and tell us to get on there.
Guys, thanks again so much for being part of Honest Brutality, taking your time to talk to us. We really do appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. And most importantly, guys, stay metal.
And thank you guys for having us. We really enjoyed it.
A nice group of very humble young gentlemen that have gone out and worked very, very hard. Artifas.
Seen the world, but not California.
Yeah, no. Good dudes, man. And, you know, the thing is I've seen a couple of their videos, and I was just really in admiration of how humble they are and how hard they work and everything they've done. They've gone out and really, really put the time in, and their music shows it. Their dedication shows it, and you should go check them out. They're a great, great act.
And they're approaching things smart, I think. The way they're looking, the way they're going to release their music, and the way everything is thought out in advance, the way they want to attack the
world.
These guys definitely know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, and absolutely. You know, they made a conscious decision, unlike a lot of bands, and this is no slight on any other band that we've talked to, that we deal with, or that we hear, but they made a conscious decision that it's not a hobby. They've quit their day jobs. This is what they do.
Yeah.
They made the leap. So once you do that, that's a huge lifestyle choice, and you have to go out there and work it every single day relentlessly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You're always at work, ultimately. And we respect the hell out of that. And so go over, show those guys some love, and come check us out. HonestBrutality.com. You can check us out on all of our socials. We're on Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter. You can also...
give us a call, 530-962-0411. We would like to hear from you.
Leave us a voicemail, something kooky, bitch about your day, whatever. Just give us a call.
Yeah, you may find yourself on the air.
You can also check us out on Rock Rage Radio. We have a show on Saturday. We have a show on Tuesday. Look for the times on the website and our Facebook page, all over the place. We're always telling you when to tune in. Come over, hang out with us. In the meantime, be good humans, take care of one another, and most importantly,
stay metal!
Hey, this is Scottie from Artifas, and you're listening to Drowning With You on Honest Brutality.
Was it fate, can you take away the pain you put me through? Did you fall when you lost it all, when the struggle seemed too much for you? Did you make it to the bitter end? Where were you when I needed a friend? I'm calling out, I'm reaching out, but where's your helping hand? You only call me when I tell you that it's over. I'm reaching out, but I can't seem to open up your eyes for one more night. A candle's burning and I still can't find you. I keep looking, but I just can't find the words to say. Just call my name. There's the shame and the pain, who's to blame? Don't you think it's wrong to hesitate? All the plans that we had, all the dreams that we shared, but still you ran away. I never really thought you'd see this out, but I don't wanna sit and watch us drown. I'm calling out, I'm trying now to keep my feet on the ground. You only call me when I tell you that it's over. I'm reaching out, but I can't seem to open up your eyes for one more night. A candle's burning and I still can't find you. I keep looking, but I just can't find the words to say. Just call my name. Open up your eyes for just one more night. The candle's burning bright. Only call me when I tell you that it's over. Reaching out, but I can't seem to open up your eyes for one more night. A candle's burning and I still can't find you. I keep looking, but I just can't find the words to say. Just call my name. You only call me when I tell you that it's over. Yeah, open up your eyes for one more night. Yeah, a candle's burning and I still can't find you. I keep looking, but I just can't find the words to say. Just call my name.
Going on, this is Anthony from the band Artifas, and you're listening to Inhuman on Honest Brutality.
Don't speak, don't blink. Your time is up, just let me be. You're not as precious as you seem. Wake up, get up. I'm done, it's time for you to leave. I'm not as simple as you think. Welcome to the world of being human. Welcome to the sound of a million beating broken hearts.
and you're listening to Artifas, and we need you to stay metal!
Metal.